Welcome to my little outdoor yoga space. So I am going to share with you what a home yoga space can look like. It's going to look different for everybody, especially dependent upon where you live, who you live with, and the amount of space that you're working with. So let's go ahead and start with the basics. The basics is find a space that inspires you. This is really important. And this might mean cleaning out an old closet, cleaning out a corner of your bedroom, or a space that's ideally away from other people where you won't be interrupted. Now, I have some yoga props here. Yoga props are awesome. Okay, so I highly recommend getting yoga props. You don't have to have them. You don't even have to have a yoga mat to do yoga. But, of course, as with anything, it is nice to have things to help support you, especially if you're doing a practice like restorative or yin yoga. So some of the props that I recommend getting are called bolsters. So bolsters come in many different shapes and sizes. They're not just regular pillows, they're sturdy and strong, right? So they can support your body. Now I have a bigger bolster. This is nice because with bigger bolsters you can use to support your back. So for example, if you were in like a restorative pose, you could support your back with this bolster like this. So finding one that's a little bit bigger is nice, and then it can be nice to also have a smaller, skinnier size as well. Now if you don't have anything like this at home, you can use blankets as well. So using a blanket in the meantime, before you get like a big bolster, you can fold it up, you can make it thick, and it will also work very similarly. So now with bolsters, they range in price. I will share down below some of my favorites, yoga props and different companies that I personally like to support. So here we also have blankets. So blankets, of course, are an amazing yoga prop because they add cushion and comfort. And you can get some of these blankets that are specifically for yoga. They're a little bit more strong and sturdy, and you can kind of bundle them up as well. Sometimes if I don't have blocks, I use blankets and just kind of bundle them up. And you can use blankets just like a bolster as well, like I showed you. Okay, so for the next yoga prop are blocks. Blocks are amazing. They're used for anything and everything. So they make different types of blocks, like cork blocks, that's what this is. And there are also blocks that are a little more soft and cushy. So it's up to you. I personally really enjoy the cork blocks because they're stronger, they stay in place better, and they're more durable. They last a little bit longer, but they do tend to cost a bit more. So if you don't have any blocks, that's okay. You can use what you have around the house. So I have used shoe boxes, I have used books, big books, and like I said, sometimes I use blankets as well as big fluffy pillows. Another yoga prop is a strap. So straps are amazing because you can use them in so many different ways. You can use them to clasp around your feet, especially if you have tight hamstrings. They're really nice as well for shoulder stretches. Now, I would recommend, getting a strap, though, of course, if you don't have anything like that, you can also use stuff like scarves work really nicely, as well as, things like rope or, scarves I've used all the time. So another thing that I really like having is a meditation cushion. This is personal choice for me. Having a meditation cushion is important because I do a lot of seated meditation. Now, so if you know that you want to learn more about meditation and get interested in seated meditation, it can be nice then to invest in a nice cushion, but you can also, again, use what you have around the house. So having pillows and blankets really is the most adaptable type of yoga prop that you'll want to have in your yoga space. So these are the yoga props that I have in my home. And I really like to have my home yoga space be either outside like this, and it's just as like a temporary location, so it's clean, inspiring. And then inside I have artwork that's really important to me, as well as other things like sometimes I have a space where I put essential oils. I have singing bowls and other little like statues and gifts and crystals that I've been given from my teachers, and so those things I have in my space as well. So having my yoga mat out, I leave it out all the time. I don't ever roll my yoga mat up. This is my personal home yoga mat, and with having my yoga mat out, I know that my feet are going to touch this mat at some point during the day. And when they do, I usually will pause and I stop and I check in with myself, check in with how I'm breathing, or I might do a quick yoga pose to alleviate stress or alleviate anxiety, or get some nice little stretches done. And having it out means I'm held accountable by my own yoga mat. And I want you to consider doing that. So not only creating a space that's inspiring, that has work of art or little gifts from others that mean a lot to you, but having it set up so it's easy for you to just jump right on in to your yoga mat, so that you do one yoga pose a day, at least one, if not more. And so that's kind of how I have always done it, even in the times that I have been in like the midst of deep despair and depression. I have been able to get onto the mat and find it within myself to do at least one little thing, even if it's just sitting or laying flat on my back. So it's that act of coming home to yourself, building the consistency. So I really hope that you have fun creating your space, enjoy it. Maybe you pour yourself some hot tea, or put your favorite music on and create the space for you. And so once you do that, I'd love to see what it looks like. You could share a photo on the Facebook community group, and yay. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.